Hello everybody, my name is Hexen, bringing you another TAA, Tribes Ascent Analysis commentary. Got off work this morning, had a crappy night, just wanted to sit down and play with the Doombringer, going into the enemy base and smashing them in the face. That's what I like to do. Today we're going to be looking at the offensive Doombringer on the map Temple Ruins, my favorite. Now, if you want to play this role effectively, you should be scanning on your approach, like you see me doing here in the background. You should always know what you're going up against, and if there's 3 or 4 people on the stand, you do not want to be walking in the front door here. That zoom or binoculars grants you the function to scan the area well ahead before you arrive, so it's always a good idea to do so, and then plan your moves accordingly. If there's a Hoth and 3 or 4 people hovering around the flag, you do not want to walk in the front door. You want to go to the left or right, maybe strafe the stand a few times, bring down the force fields if there are any, get a couple pot shots off of the defenders, and see if you can pull anybody off of the stand to follow you like you see me doing here in the background. Also, concerning this map, Temple Ruins, you should not be afraid to be a pussy. If you can regen your health by distancing yourself from the flag stand and enemy fire, you should do so. It is one of the largest maps in the rotation pool, and to get back over here as a heavy is going to take you about 20 to 25 seconds. However, with that in mind, it should be very easy to mitigate your deaths using this playstyle. The Doombringer has one of the highest health pools in the game, and his weapons are just absurdly powerful in the hands of a talented player. With the Survivalist perk equipped, you can literally stay up indefinitely, provided you know what you're doing and can handle more than one enemy at once, while simultaneously managing the engagement distances between those enemies. However, if the enemy team is not even challenging your supremacy on their own flag stand, that is where you want to be sitting, or at least very close to it, and especially if the enemy team has your flag and you have their flag. Having somebody back at the enemy base to return the flag once they've chained down the runner like so is very crucial in deciding the outcome of games. With that in mind, a little flexibility in this role is a good thing. Here you see me going on the defensive for a quick second to help out my runner. I put myself between him and his chasers, and I managed to take both of them out, allowing my my runner to get back to our base and cap the flag in safety. Generally speaking, if you're going to be playing an offensive Doombringer or an aggressive Doombringer, you want to manage your time and positioning accordingly. If you're trying to play this role and you find you're playing most of it on your side of the map, then you're doing it incorrectly. You want to spend the majority of your time on the enemy side of the map and close to their base by a factor of about 3 to 1. I'd say maybe, if we're going to put it into percentage, 33% on your side, 66% on the enemy side, but it all just depends on the situation. If you think that for the next 30 seconds you could better suit your team on your side of the map or chasing after the flag if you can get to it, go for it. Don't be afraid to explore a little bit outside of the boundaries. You're not a defender, so you don't have the restrictions of making sure your flag stays home. You're a little bit more flexible as an attacker than as a defender, so take advantage of that fact. Move around the map a little bit, jump into a different playstyle every once and again. As long as the majority of your playtime and your focus remains on attacking the enemy base and flag stand, you are playing this role successfully. Something I do want to mention though about this playstyle is that it's sort of dependent on the enemy team's capability to defend their flag, or lack thereof. If the enemy team has really strong defense and they're assembled and organized, it's going to be difficult to play this role effectively, especially because you have no area denial weapons unless you unlock the new saber launcher. If the enemy team has a Hoth, 3 engineers, and a couple soldiers on the stand, it's going to be very tough to play this role with any sort of proficiency. You're better off going as a raider with the grenade launcher or dustbuster, or as a juggernaut to shell the stand clear. But in this particular game, the enemy team was kind of sporadic and spread out. Maybe they were playing Capture the Generator, I have no idea. But it gave me a great opportunity to show you guys just how effective this role can be when the entire enemy team isn't trying to chain you down. If the defense is not coordinated and spread out, then this role works insanely well, because enemies will often just come after you one at a time. They're not attacking you all at once, and the footage in the background is a perfect demonstration of that example. Players were coming after me one at a time, making it insanely easy for me to chain them down one after the other And if you can force your engagements to be one-on-one, you're going to have a blast playing this playstyle because you feel like a super soldier. As has been mentioned, with Survivalist equip, you can stay up almost indefinitely. You can move from one opponent to the next, to the next, to the next, and still have life left over to do some dancing later on. I mean, the enemy team's defense is in disarray, their flag stand is clear, they're going to start sending more and more people after you to try to take you out because you are such of an annoyance. The people you killed at first are going to start coming after you because they're pissed off that you even killed them in the first place. So eventually you're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6 people after your ass if you're doing this and playing this role successfully. Remember to use your grenades and the environment to your advantage. One of the cool things about Temple Ruins is that there's these pillars everywhere, these static objects that you can put in between yourself and the enemy to take a little bit of a break or to force an advantageous position. They're great for setting traps, chucking grenades around one side and moving around the other to force your opponent to walk into them. Eventually, though, it is just the nature of the beast. You will be taken out eventually. The enemy team will become increasingly pissed at that stupid sound that OP weapon is making on an OP class, so they will just come after you and take you out eventually. But praise be to the chain gods that your deaths are few and far between and that you get rampages aplenty. We did end up winning this round, and I'd like to think part of it was due to my unrelenting attack as the Doombringer forcing their defense off of the flag. Alright, moving to the loadout screen for the defensive Doombringer. Right, you guys, that whole video you just watched, that was all defense. Disregard everything I said. Offensive Doombringer? No, that was all defense. There is no offensive play going on there. Anyways, for the offensive Doombringer, I decided to go with the chain cannon. It has almost universally replaced the chain gun, in my opinion. However, I am a little bit biased when I make that assumption because I tend to favor and gravitate towards weapons that do more damage per shot but fire slower than weapons that do less damage per shot and fire quicker. That's just how I prefer to play. I like the feeling of needing only 1 or 2 more hits on a low life opponent than needing 3, 4, or 5. For my secondary, I'm still stuck using the Saber Launcher. I have not unlocked the Titan Launcher as of yet, although I do think the Titan Launcher would be an exemplary secondary weapon for this particular playstyle. It gives the Doombringer an area of effect weapon, which is important for clearing out flag stands and taking out those opponents who are barely hanging on with the last bit of their health. For my grenade, I decided to go with the new defective frag because I would rather have the radius than the damage. I did not have an area of effect weapon with the Saber Launcher, so I had to offload that tactically to my grenade. Generally speaking, I would much rather do a little bit of damage than do none at all but have a more powerful grenade. So I'd rather have the area of effect, and this also forces me to select the perk that I choose to select for my primary. Your gadget is of course going to be the force field, no duh, because you can't pick anything else. The armor is fully upgraded per usual, and because of my grenade I decided to go with safety third, which increases the total radius of the blast. This makes it perfect for clearing out flag stands, which you see me do a couple times in the video, and also setting up traps utilizing area denial tactics like I would with the grenade launcher or the Arcs Buster. Alternatively, you can go with another perk. Looter is another good one because it keeps your ammo up. You're going to be burning through lots of ammo with the chain cannon. However, because it has a slower rate of fire, you're not going to be burning through it as fast as with the chain gun. So I decided to go with safety third over looter. If it's not obvious by now, my secondary perk was Survivalist, the best secondary perk in my opinion. You're going to be spending the majority of your playtime with this strategy on the enemy side of the map, so having a perk that helps keep your life and your energy up is always a bonus. My name is Hexen. I'd like to thank you guys for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe for more Tribes Ascend content. I will catch you guys with the next video. Take care.